to our audio commentary coverage. This broadcast is not an official product of this competition.
Traditional colours, and they'll be led by Harry Wilson. 6 goals and 4 assists in his last 11 Premier League appearances, including that winner at Craven Cottage last weekend against Brighton Hove Albion. It doesn't seem to be a player who scores more late goals in the league than the Welsh international. For Michael Carrick, looking to make it 3 wins out of 3, but Marco Silva has been simmering in the background at the Cottages for quite a while, and amidst a managerial merry-go-round in the summer, it wouldn't be a surprise if he's the name at the top of most people's lips for certain vacancies. And it is going to be his side to get us underway. They're going to be attacking the Stretford end, the right to left of us in this first half. John Brooks, the referee this afternoon, and it is Fulham to get us underway here at Old Trafford. Fernandez wins the ball early on but loses out, goes back towards the halfway line and in towards the possession of Coenza. Along the line it goes, one back by Mbeumo on the halfway, on this right hand side, out towards Ahmad, brings it down inside the middle of the Fulham half, back towards the halfway, and Diogo Dalot now towards Maguire with plenty of space to run into inside his own half, plays it along the line towards his central defensive teammate Lisandro Martinez. Here's Kobbie Mainoo, back to Martinez once again, 10 yards on the edge of the Fulham half, now to Diogo Dalot, back to Maguire once again, looking for options forward. Crossfield ball out towards the left hand side, just about recovered by Luke Shaw. Wasn't the best pass by his England teammate. Now here's Martinez once more, being put under pressure by Emile Smith-Rowe, but manages to play the pass back in towards the possession of Harry Maguire. Maguire looking for that ball forwards and plays it out towards Martinez, edge of the Fulham half. Here's Mainoo stepping inside Fulham territory. Crossfield ball out to the right, ball down by Ahmad, being put under pressure by Anthony Robertson. Here's Fernandez towards the edge of the box, up against Coenza, brings it infield, played the ball in towards the box, but Fulham able to clear their lines. Bit back up towards the halfway, and here's Harry Maguire in possession for Manchester United. Minute and a half gone, goalless here between Manchester United and Fulham. Lisandro Martinez inside the centre circle for United, laid out to the right and towards Maguire. Crossfield ball out towards the left and finding Luke Shaw, but it's just too heavy for him. The ball's going to go out for a Fulham throw right as they attack 10 yards from the edge of Manchester United territory. And following a 1-1 draw at Craven Cottage in August, Fulham are looking to avoid defeat in both Premier League matches with Manchester United for the first time since the 2003-04 season, where they won at Craven Cottage and got a reputable draw at Old Trafford. United, as I say, haven't won both Premier League matches under Michael Carrick this season. A win here would see Carrick in his current spell equal Ruben Amorim's longest winning run in his 47-game tenure at Manchester United, where he won 3 matches back in October 2025. But Fulham, they're a tough nut to crack. They began the day 7th in the Premier League table, United in 6th, 4 points between the two sides come kick-off today, and a win would see Fulham cement what could well be the final European spot. It could be good enough for Conference League football. That is of course dependent on who wins the 2 cup competitions in the 2025-26 campaign, and the last couple of years 7th hasn't been good enough to get European football. Although with the English side possibly getting a 5th Champions League spot, it could well be actually good enough depending on results for Fulham to be playing not just Conference League but Europa League football next term. I'm sure that will stir memories of their heroic run to the final back in 2010 under the stewardship of Roy Hodgson. That final in Hamburg where Diego Forlan's late goal may pay the Cottagers' European dream on that occasion. They have the ball on the half. Here's Smith-Rowe beginning to drive down this left-hand side, out towards Chukwueze, edge of the penalty area, up against Diogo Dalot, steps on the inside of him, inside the box, Casemiro standing him up, plays it out towards Robinson. Again with Casemiro up against him, manages to evade the challenge of him, crosses the ball in left-footed towards the back post, where it's glanced away. He's going to come back out though to Anderson, who struck it just off centre from 25 yards out. Right-footed effort. It was more a hoof than it was a shot, and straight into the Stretford end it goes. But the first opportunity of the afternoon going the way of Fulham. 4 minutes gone, goalless, and Marco Silva having to see his side weather a bit of a storm early on, but once they got themselves forwards, it's out in a good position. The form guide in terms of the last 8 Premier League games, they're level on points with Arsenal, 17 points in their last 8. Arsenal level on points of them. Only Aston Villa and Manchester City have a similar like record over that period of time. As Martinez drives towards the half here for Manchester United. Infield towards Kobbie Mainoo, middle of the Fulham half. Ahmad, edge of the air on the right-hand side, steps inside the box, steps inside. Carl Devitt, left-footed, parried away by Bernd Leno. Almost came back out towards Brian and Mbeumo. Timothy Castagne clears on the right-hand side for the Cottagers. Luke Shaw will pick possession up on the halfway down the left for Manchester United. Forward it goes, turning is Mbeumo. Now infield towards Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo looking to find Fernandez, but one back by Iwobi, who looked to play it high up the field. Looking to find Raul Jimenez, was never making the run, and so it's going to be a comfortable collection for Sene Lammens in the Manchester United goal. Here's Lisandro Martinez. 5 minutes gone here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Fulham 0 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Castagne driving down the right. Raul Jimenez gets the better of Mateus Cunha, but United regather possession, and here's Shaw on the left looking to drive on the halfway here for United, brings the ball infield, now out towards Diogo Dalot, 10 yards on the edge of the Fulham half. Now Amad Diallo, right side with Ruza standing him up, back to Casemiro it goes on the halfway. In the centre circle for United is Kobbie Mainoo. Now Lisandro Martinez again for Manchester United, and Mbeumo, Mainoo. United doing well in terms of keeping possession. Dalot infield towards Casemiro. Lovely little back heel by Mbeumo, and then he found Cunha. Fulham managed to clear their lines. Smith Rowe in towards the path of Iwobi. Making the run forward is Harry Wilson. Wilson towards the edge of the air up against Martinez. He's got two by way of support. Wilson back to Chukwueze. Takes a touch. He's got two up against it. Gets a shot around his left foot, blocked by Maguire, but the flag eventually goes up against the Fulham number 19. But Fulham, when they have got possession, they have looked lively, and they've been able to play the ball rather well when they've been rather direct. It was actually Wilson who was just a shade in front of Harry Maguire as the ball was fed into him. And then the ball back to Chukwueze. Left on his left foot, blocked by Maguire, and then the flag subsequently going up by the linesman on the far side of us. 6.5 gone here, goalless between Manchester United and Fulham. And there's been an early goal at the City Ground where Nottingham Forest, who would have seen West Ham squander a 2-goal lead at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, have gone 1-0 to the good against Crystal Palace. Morgan Gibbs-White with a goal in the 5th minute. We'll tell you more about that in just a second. Here's Mbeumo up against two Fulham players, and the Cottagers able to clear their lines. Infield towards Harry Wilson, turning up against two on this far side. Jimenez on the halfway. Loses out to Luke Shaw. Shaw scrapping to keep it in play, but does well to not just do that, but then also get the beating of Jimenez. Forward by Martinez, turning is Fernandez, back towards Casemiro on the halfway line here for Manchester United. And now Lisandro Martinez with the ball again, left-hand side, just beyond the halfway here for Manchester United. 7.5 minutes gone. Manchester United 0, Fulham 0 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Mainoo inside the centre circle, just inside Fulham territory. Casemiro lays it out to the right and towards Fernandez. Fernandez to Ahmad. Ahmad heavy touch, but still managed to get the better of Robinson. Edge of the air on this right hand side, hooks it back towards the dead ball line. Comes off for Coenza, and it's going to be Sander Berger, and it's going to be an early Manchester United corner down this right hand side. 8 gone, United 0, Fulham 0. Let's tell you a bit more about the Forest goal. It was Morgan Gibbs-White who pounced on a loose ball inside the box and beat the goalkeeper with a shot into the bottom left-hand corner. Forest 1, Palace 0. You can listen to that game elsewhere. Manchester United have 13 set-piece goals to their name this season. Only Arsenal have got more with 17 in the Premier League this term. And it's Mbeumo to whip this delivery in, left-footed on the right-hand side. In it goes towards the back post. It's glanced off by Maguire, and it's a good save by Bernd Leno, diving down low to his near post. Maguire got a fair bit to it, but it was a decent save for the Fulham goalkeeper, and they recycled it quickly. Ball went out looking to find Harry Wilson, but United able to recapture it in the middle of their own half. Busy afternoon across the Flash Score Live audio commentary series. As I say, those two games kicking off at 2 o'clock, plus we have the 4:30 game for Spurs. I say, what a ball over the top this is to Mbeumo, who's brought down inside the area. He's still going here, but Bernd Leno able to eventually capture it in the Fulham goal. He's miffed beyond belief, Brian and Mbeumo. He didn't get a penalty. Brought the ball down on his left foot. Couldn't quite control it inside the area. Felt that he was shoved in the back by Jorge Coenza. He was adamant that a penalty was going to be called. It wasn't by the referee, John Brooks, and VAR backed up that decision. Here's Emile Smith-Rowe here for the Cottagers in the centre of the Manchester United half, out to the left, and towards Chukwueze now to Anthony Robinson in possession, back towards the halfway and back towards Coenza out towards his central defensive colleague, the captain this afternoon, Joachim Andersen for Fulham. Over the top the ball goes, looking to find Emile Smith-Rowe. Chukwueze's going to get there, edge of the penalty area, left hand side, brings it back in from the dead ball line, up against Diogo Dalot, stands him up, looks to play it back towards Wilson, intercepted by Ahmed inside the Manchester United penalty. He's able to clear towards the halfway. Last touch comes off of Sander Berg as Fernando's looking to play the ball forward on the halfway. It's going to be a United throw right side, 5 yards from the edge of the Fulham half. Just a reminder, we've got a very busy couple of weeks across the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. It really is February madness here across Flash Score. Next weekend, for the very first time, we're going to be bringing you the Super Bowl 60 as the Patriots take on the Seahawks. Our coverage gets underway for that at 11:30 next Sunday night, and next weekend you'll be able to keep across all the action from the Six Nations. The key game next weekend being England against Wales on Saturday night from 20 to 5. Every single try, every single kick, every conversion, every sin-bin, every moment of the Six Nations you can keep up to date with across the Flash Score Live audio commentary service, and by downloading the Flash Score app. Is available on your Apple App Store or Google Play, wherever you get your apps from. You can click the push notification service to get all the updates to your phone first. Fulham with possession here on the halfway. 11 minutes gone here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Fulham 0 in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. No real clear-cut chances to report just yet, although both teams have certainly showed a lot of endeavour in the opening 11.5 minutes of the contest. Ball goes back towards Bert Leno, the Fulham goalkeeper. Coenza 25 yards out from his own goal, turns back to goal and plays it back to Leno. Here's Sander Berger towards Coenza. Now here's Anthony Robinson infield towards the path of Sander Berger. Now Joachim Andersen in possession, driving the ball forward, and now out to the right hand side. Castagna to Jimenez up against Cunha. Look to play it in towards the path for Castagna. Last touch comes off of Luke Shaw. It's going to be a Manchester United corner on this right hand side as they attack in this first half. Fulham 12 gone, goalless here. Manchester United with a great record in terms of scoring from corners, but how can they deal with this first Fulham set piece of the afternoon? It's going to be Harry Wilson to take on this right hand side. It's going to be a left-footed delivery in towards the penalty area with him and Alex Iwobi over this particular set piece for the Cottagers. To Coenza, Andersen, Jimenez make that run towards the penalty spot. It's going to be Wilson to take short towards Iwobi. Iwobi driving at Ahmed, back to Wilson, edge of the area. Cross goes in first time, whipped in left-footed to the back post. Glanced on towards Smith-Rowe, and what a brilliant save that is from Lamens. Stuck his right hand out to parry it away. It was a really good chance that for Fulham, but matched by an equally good save by the Manchester United goalkeeper. The ball whipped in by Wilson. It was Coenza with first contact in towards the path of Andersen, who managed to get a stab at goal. Poked it with his right foot, and Lamens able to parry it away on his right foot, palm it away with his right hand, shall I say, for another Fulham corner, this time on the left, and it looks like it's going to be the same routine for Iwobi and Wilson over it on the other side. Iwobi's going to whip it in to the back post, punched away by Lamens, the United goalkeeper, whipped back in by Castagna, headed away by Shaw, who out-muscled Emile Smith-Rowe for the ball, and now here's Ahmed up against Wilson, who stopped him in his tracks by poking the ball out of play for a Manchester United throw down the right, 10 yards on the edge of the Fulham half, and it gives the Cottagers the opportunity to get bodies back. 13.5 gone, goalless here. Here's Fernandez, forward it goes. Going to find Mbuemo. Another ball goes over the top, looking to find it, but again Andersen is alert to it. Picked back up by Kobbie Mainoo, recovered by Anthony Robinson on this left side for Fulham. Turning now is Chukwueze against Ahmad, and does well to find Raul Jimenez. He's got runners alongside him, finds Robinson having been slid down to the ground. He's still on the floor here, chested down by Chukwueze. He's going to have a shot inside the D on his left foot, blocked by Maguire. United able to just about clear their lines there towards the halfway, and Buomo up against two white shirts. Anderson towards the path of Coenza, who clears it away for the Cottagers. Chested down by Luke Shaw. Kobbie Mainoo in towards the possession of Matheus Cunha. Ahmad towards Cunha again. On the halfway, just a centre towards the right-hand side. Now here's Lisandro Martinez for Manchester United. Infield towards the possession of Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo towards Mbuemo, and Mbuemo to Martinez. Here's Casemiro in possession for United. Diogo Dalot now. Dalot out to Ahmad, right-hand side. We're going to get the better of Anthony Robinson, but play back towards Dalot's path once again. Dalot to Maguire, inside the centre circle for Manchester United. Played out towards Lisandro Martinez, who's got Raul Jimenez close by. Now Mbuemo. Mbuemo back to Luke Shaw. Shaw finds Maguire again on the halfway for Manchester United. Diogo Dalot, quarter of an hour gone. Manchester United 0, Fulham 0. Ahmad, right side again towards Cunha, edge of the area, driving at Coenza, gets a better of him, was to hook it back towards dead ball line inside the area. Coenza with a challenge, and it's a penalty to Manchester United. It was Jorge Coenza with the challenge, and Manchester United, a quarter of an hour in, have a golden opportunity to take the lead from the spot. It was Matheus Cunha, the man who went down. Marco Silva having a long conversation with the fourth official. He is absolutely incensed. Joachim Anderson, the Fulham captain, goes over to have a conversation with John Brooks. There was a tug of the shirt by Coenza inside the area, and then dangles a leg out to try and stop Cunha from playing the ball across the face of goal. And he does get a touch of the ball with his right foot as Coenza. But I just wonder whether the action before might be the one that incriminates him. John Brooks is having a conversation with VAR, and a long conversation with VAR. Bruno Fernandes, unsurprisingly, has the ball in his hands. VAR are checking this. And we're having a look at a picture from behind the goal. There's certainly a shirt pull which begins outside the penalty area. I don't think it actually goes on inside the box, or if it does, it's very minimal. Now they've paused play, or they paused the picture, shall I say, to where the ball straggles the line of the penalty area to see whether there's any kind of tug by Coenza on Cunha. And they've paused it as the ball just about enters the penalty area, and they've got two pictures side by side. Now I'm just getting the sense that John Brooks may be asked to go over to the monitor here, because we've lost the VAR pictures and they've cut to the referee on a monitor feed. Now that's usually a sign of either they're not going to give the call, or they're going to ask the referee to head over to the monitor. At least that's how history has usually dictated these kind of calls. VAR check now has taken the best part of a couple of minutes. John Brooks is about to blow his whistle, and he's going to put up the TV sign, which means that he's surely going to be heading to the monitor. Well, we're getting a communication which we cannot hear, and it looks as if it's going to be a corner kick. Fulham have got away with that. No penalty given in the end. Jorge Coenza's blush is a bit averted. Bruno Fernandes, the Manchester United skipper, not happy. It's going to be a free kick on the edge of the penalty area for a shirt pull, as opposed for a foul inside the penalty area. And so Fulham with a set piece to defend, but they much rather fancy their chances over the free kick than they would from Bruno Fernandes over the penalty spot. Controversial moment here at Old Trafford, goalless between Manchester United and Fulham, 18.5 minutes in. Fernandes with a free kick, right hand side, right on the edge of the penalty area. Towards the dead ball line, hooks it in towards the back post, Gaston, and into the top right hand corner, and it was Casemiro who rose highest. It didn't matter whether it was a penalty or a free kick. Manchester United had their noses in front, and it is Casemiro with the goal. On the balance of play, Manchester United had more of the play. And for Casemiro, it is his 5th Premier League goal of the season. And an afternoon which began with protests outside of Old Trafford has suddenly seen smiles on the faces of most in this ground. Fernandez to the free kick, right-footed delivery from the edge of the area towards the back post. And Casemiro was just able to climb just that little bit higher than Jorge Cuenca. And as a consequence was able to put a driving header back where it came from, into the top right-hand corner past a helpless Bernd Leno between the sticks. He was just stood there, left to watch Casemiro score his 5th Premier League goal of the season. And, well, it's his 5th Premier League goal of the season, but he does the 6-7 dance in celebration. Not quite sure about that. 20 minutes on the clock, Manchester United 1, Fulham 0, and Casemiro with the goal. Fulham, who now look to rally back quickly. Wilson out towards Castagna. Does have a bit of space on this right-hand side on the halfway to run into, but plays it back to Anderson, who in turn will knock it back to home and knock it back towards the path of Bernd Leno. Here is Cuenca back to Leno's path again, with Bruno Fernandes keeping him close company. Now towards the right and towards Castagna again. Now towards the goalkeeper. In fact, Marco Silva's also picked up a yellow card. His 5th booking of the season, the Fulham boss. For his protestations against what was initially the penalty call and then the free kick that was given. Here's Iwobi out to Smith Rowe on this left-hand side. Jimenez on the halfway, infield towards Smith Rowe once again, who drives infield to the centre on the left-hand side, out towards the path of Castagna in space. Castagna with a poor pass towards Jimenez. I think he was stuck in two minds because of the space he had as to whether to have a shot or to lay the ball out. Decided to do the latter and loses out. Now concedes a free kick. So what was a promising attacking position for Fulham is now turned into a Manchester United free kick. Marco Silva heads back into his technical area. I think he's having a look at an iPad as to the defending of the goal that they gave away. He's not happy in the slightest. Midway through the first half, United leading Fulham by Casemiro's 18th minute goal to nil. United with a free kick, which is going to be taken by the goalkeeper, Senny Lehmann's left-hand side, around about 25 yards out from his goal. He's going to launch it forward on his left foot. Long it goes beyond the halfway. Kept back in by Luke Shaw. Wasn't the best of deliveries. One back by Kobbie Mainoo, but Chukwueze will retain it for Fulham. Cuenca wanted to go back to the goalkeeper, but that was a rather dangerous fought task. Anthony Robinson manages to just about evade Kobbie Mainoo. Robinson loses that second time. Free press for it. Fernandez out to Ahmad. Ahmad edge of the box on this right-hand side. Infield to Fernandez. Cross goes in first time right-footed. Cleared away by Fulham, where it's going to be one back by Maguire. Big header to play it towards Fernandez. Right side, 30 yards out. Back towards Ahmad. Ahmad to Mainoo. Mainoo to Casemiro. And Casemiro back towards the halfway line and towards the path of Lisandro Martinez. Inside the centre circle for the Red Devils. Dalot forward towards Ahmad, who's got Anthony Robinson close by. Ahmad, edge of the air on this right-hand side. Plays it back to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes to Mainoo. Goes down onto the challenger Smith Rowe, but a fair one in the eyes of John Brooks. Iwobi tries to get it away, but it's one back by Cunha. Cunha towards Ahmad, edge of the air on the right-hand side. Cunha made an overlap, but Ahmad keeps a hold of possession. Back towards Casemiro, 25 yards out central, towards the path of Fernandez. Overlapping is Shaw. Shaw whips it across goal, but it's not the best of crosses, and it's going to go out of play for Fulham throw. Too high for the 3 or 4 United bodies that have began to occupy Fulham's penalty area. 23.5 minutes gone. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0. One of 3 Premier League games we're bringing to you at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Goalless at Villa Park between Aston Villa and Brentford, and Nottingham Forest have got the lead against Crystal Palace by a goal to nil in our other 2 o'clock games. And at 4:30 we'll be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for Spurs against Manchester City. And of course you can listen to that game live here on Flash Score. And then tomorrow night we're at Turf Moor for Burnley against Sunderland. Our coverage of that gets underway from 8 PM. Sanderberg with a header away for Fulham to give United a throw. Right-hand side, right in the middle of the Fulham half, is going to be Diogo Dalot to take it. Looking for options further forward. Plays it short, chested down by Cunha. Out towards the path of Kobbie Mainoo. Now to Lisandro Martinez inside the centre circle. Now Luke Shaw, heavy first touch on this left-hand side, but holds it towards the edge of the area. Cunha again with a heavy touch, but one back by Alex Iwobi for Fulham. Sander Berge, right side, inside his own penalty area. Wilson out towards the path of Iwobi, infield towards Anderson. Good play this in front of getting themselves out of jail. And now here's Smith Rowe out towards Chukwueze. Really good move this for the Cottagers. Entered the area, has a shot, took a deflection en route, but Lamon's able to dive down low towards his left to comfortably collect in the end in the Manchester United goal. 25 gone, United 1, Fulham 0. What's been a busy Premier League weekend across the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. We had a full plethora of matches for you yesterday afternoon across the network as Mainoo brings the ball forward on the halfway here, plays it out towards the possession of Luke Shaw, left hand side, 10 yards inside the Fulham half. Back towards Lisandro Martinez. Maguire inside the centre circle for United. Now to Casemiro, straight just beyond the halfway. Long ball over the top, looking to find Mbeumo, but it's going to be a comfortable take for Bernd Leno between the sticks. As I say, busy weekend across Flash Score yesterday in the Premier League. Brighton 1, Everton 1, Leeds 0, Arsenal 4, Wolves 0, Bournemouth 2, Chelsea 3, West Ham 2, and Liverpool 4, Newcastle United 1. Just a busy day in the Premier League yesterday, but a busy afternoon of Championship action across the Flash Score Live audio commentary service, which saw some of the big hitters in the table fall foul to a mixed bag of results. To tell you more about that in just a second. Here's Jimenez towards Chukwueze. Does well to keep it in on this left-hand side. Now to Smith Rowe again. Here's Cuenca towards Joachim Anderson. Anderson infield to Sander Berge on the halfway for the Cottagers. Sander Berge looking for an outlet and eventually finds that with Joachim Anderson. Crossfield ball out towards the left-hand side. Chukwueze, a first-time ball looking to find Smith Rowe, recovered by Ahmad. United struggling to get it away on this near side, but they will, I think, win themselves a throw. Yes, the throw has gone in United's favour. On the right-hand side as they attack midway inside their own half. 27 gone, United 1, Fulham 0. And they're looking to go quickly here. Fernandes towards Cunha. Cunha out towards the path of Luke Shaw, just beyond the halfway. And now infield towards Mateus Cunha. Cunha back to Lisandro Martinez inside the centre circle for Manchester United. Now Dalot, heavy first touch, but still manages to clip the ball forward. Looking to find Fernandes. Anthony Robinson in possession for Fulham after it being won back by Cuenca. Now to Sander Berge. Berge driving towards the halfway on this left-hand side for Fulham. Out towards Chukwueze. Infield is Robinson making a run. Cross goes in by Chukwueze, cleared by Maguire before it could fall for Raul Jimenez in and around the penalty spot. Fernandes chests the ball up, brought down by Anderson. One back by Berge and then brought down by Anderson. Out towards Chukwueze on this left-hand side. Edge of the box, cross goes in left-footed, comes off the head of Casemiro. One back by Bruno Fernandes. Sander Berge in possession, plays it back towards the path of Cuenca. Chukwueze now to Anthony Robinson for Fulham. Smith Rowe left side, 30 yards out from goal. Infield to Alex Iwobi. Iwobi towards Wilson. Chukwueze looking to turn, but Casemiro was there to win back possession. Martinez drives in the centre. Out towards Mbeumo on this left-hand side. But Castagna up against it. First time ball on his left foot. Was looking to play it in towards the box where Ahmed was making a darting run. Comes off the Fulham man, and so United will get a throw on the left-hand side around about 25 yards out from the Fulham goal. 28.5 gone. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Lisandro Martinez plays the ball back towards Harry Maguire. Maguire towards Kobbie Mainoo. Mainoo short towards Mbeumo. Mainoo again plays the ball in towards the area. Fernandes just couldn't quite get his right leg to it. He poked it out towards the penalty spot, but in the end a comfortable gather for Bernd Leno between the sticks of Fulham. As I mentioned yesterday, a busy day in the Championship where leaders Coventry continue their struggle. They lost 2-1 at Loftus Road against Queen's Park Rangers. As for Ipswich, they fell to a 1-1 draw against Preston. The big winners yesterday were Middlesbrough. They got the better of Norwich by 1-0, and Hull City move up to third in the Championship table and got the better of Blackburn Rovers by 1-0. So there's a full roundup of the results from the Championship yesterday. Leicester 0, Charlton 2, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Wrexham 1, Stoke 0, Southampton 2, Blackburn 0, Hull 1, Ipswich 1, Preston 1, Middlesbrough 1, Norwich 0, Millwall 1, Sheffield United 1, Oxford United 0, Birmingham 2, Portsmouth 3, West Brom 0, QPR 2, Coventry 1, and Watford 0, Swansea City 2. Ball over the top, looking to find Cunha. It's going to be watched by Anderson, out of play for Fulham goal kick as we approach the half-hour mark here at Old Trafford. Casemiro's 18th minute goal, the difference between the two sides. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0. Just to tell you about the Championship table then, as a result of those games yesterday, Middlesbrough and Coventry now joint top, both on 58 points. Coventry in front by 10 goals on goal difference, plus 28 compared to the plus 18 of Middlesbrough. And the playoff places occupy Hull City, Ipswich Town, Millwall and Wrexham, with Derby County and Preston North End just a few points off that playoff mix. We'll be bringing you a comprehensive roundup of what's happening across the EFL all season long, and all the goals are available to your phone first by downloading the Flash Score app. It's available on the Apple App Store, Google Play, wherever you get your apps from. You can get all the goals from across the Championship as well as EFL's Leagues 1 and 2 throughout the course of the 2025-26 campaign. And Buomo, we're going to get the better Cuenca, but the Fulham number 15 able to glance the ball away, and out it will go. Manchester United throw on the right hand side. Jason towards the 6-yard box. In fact, I think it's gone for a corner. Yes, it has. Very difficult sometimes to see when you're just watching on a monitor where one or two balls have gone, but it has gone for Manchester United corner out on the right. Again, Cuenca being given a bit of a tough time by the Manchester United front line. Fulham conceded from the free kick in the 18th minute. They're hoping to deal with this corner just that little bit better. Buomo left-footed from the right-hand side. It was pinballed around the box. Fulham able to clear it in the end, but Fernandes is going to get to the second ball on this left-hand side. Look to backheel it in towards the path of Martinez. Smith Rowe picks it up and back to Bernd Leno, who'll clear it forward on this right-hand side towards the halfway. Ball down by Diogo Dalot, who turns and plays it back to his goalkeeper Lamens. Towards the path of Dalot once more. Lamens out to the right and out towards the path of Amad Diallo. 25 yards from his goal. Infield to Casemiro it goes. Amad once again. Casemiro gets the better of Smith Rowe. Amad again driving towards the halfway. Brian and Buomo in possession. Play back to Casemiro. Chipped over the top, looking to find Fernandes, who would have been in an offside position had he got a touch of the ball, but Fulham win it back. Iwobi on the halfway, down the centre, driving it 2. Stops his run, then plays it out towards Castagna in space on this right. Back in towards Iwobi again. In space, around about 30 yards out. Midway inside the United half. Wilson out towards the path of Castagna. Cross goes in right side, took a deflection on route. We'll come back out to Chukwueze on this left side. Dead ball line. Cross goes back in towards the 6-yard box. It was cleared away, never quite fell then. Second time for Smith Rowe. And United will clear it with Amad driving down this right. Gets the better of Robertson beyond the halfway. He's gotten Buomo by way of support, but has to pull it back towards Fernandes. Good ball out towards Matheus Cunha on the left in space. 15 yards inside the Fulham half. Now driving towards the edge of the box. He's got Shaw close by, but Fernandes back heels it inside the box. Looking to find Cunha, a nice little 1-2, but Fulham able to read it and clear it. And here's Chukwueze on the halfway line. Infield to Emil Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe plays it back towards the path of Sander Berge for the Cottagers. 10 yards inside Manchester United territory. Almost walking, well, not almost, he is walking with the ball. Looking for options and finds Anderson. Iwobi making an infield run, but Sander Berge picking it up again. Smith Rowe, 30 yards out down the centre, out to the left. Chukwueze up against Diogo Dalot, gets the better of him inside the area. Cross goes in, left footed, took a deflection en route. Maguire's going to hack it out of play, and it's going to go for a Fulham throw on the left as they attack. 34 minutes gone. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. It's going to be Anthony Robinson to take. It's going to be another one of those long throws that he can take, very much in his wheelhouse on this left-hand side for the Fulham number 33. Long throw into the box, glanced away at the near post by Dallo. One back by Sander Berger, back to Castagna on the halfway. Lofts it over the top of Ahmad, brought down by Casemiro. Robinson back towards the path of Alex Iwobi. Iwobi out to Anthony Robinson here for the Cottagers. And now Chukwueze in possession, infield towards the path of Iwobi. Iwobi into the area towards Jimenez, back to goal, back to Wilson. Heavy touch, free up against him, has to play it out towards Chukwueze, edge of the area. We're going to get the better of Dallo, infield to Wilson. He has another stab on his left foot, cleared away by Kobbie Mainoo. Comes back out towards Cuenca, now Iwobi. Towards the possession of Chukwueze. Cross goes in, left-footed, off the head of Maguire, who's brought down by Harry Wilson. Manchester United have a free kick from inside their box and they can just calm things down. 10 minutes out from the break here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0. Casemiro with his 5th Premier League goal of the season in the 18th minute from a Bruno Fernandes free kick on the edge of the penalty area. The difference between the two sides so far. And as things stand, Michael Carrick could be en route to a third consecutive win for Manchester United. Results under Michael Carrick, and of course both spells: wins against Villarreal, draw against Chelsea, win against Arsenal, City and Arsenal again. The managers he's faced in that time is Emery, Tuchel, Arteta, Guardiola and Arteta again. It's fair to say he's not had the easiest time of it in some games as the Manchester United interim head coach, although his role this time is as head coach on a contract until the end of the season. Bruno Fernandes goes down. Manchester United for a free kick on the right hand side, 10 yards inside the Fulham half. No change in the scores elsewhere this afternoon in the Premier League. Aston Villa 0, Brentford 0, and Nottingham Forest still leading Crystal Palace by a goal to 0. Underway in the WSL between Manchester City and Chelsea. 6 minutes gone in that one, goalless in that particular game. So opportunity here for Manchester United to try and double their lead. Free kick. Well, it's actually gone for throw. It looked like it was a free kick given for a second, but yeah, it's actually gone for throw into Manchester United. Dallo to take on the right hand side, 10 yards inside Fulham territory. One back by Castagna, who looked to lay it off to Smith Rowe, not before bringing down Kobbie Mainoo. Free kick to Manchester United, and this time it definitely is a Manchester United free kick. Fernandes, perhaps unsurprisingly, is over for the Red Devils. Full delivery from around about 10 yards inside the Fulham half on the right hand flank. And he's looking to float this in towards the penalty area. Indeed it goes there, but flicked away by Castagna. Comes back out towards Mainoo. Ahmad is offside, and so Fulham could just calm things down with a free kick. 37.5 minutes gone. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0. And this would be a really good result if United can pull it off, because Fulham have earned as many points in their last 8 games. 17, having won 5, drawn 2 and lost 1, as they managed in their first 15 of the season beforehand, where they won 5, drawn 2 and lost 8. Indeed, it's the most points the Cottagers have ever amassed over any one of 8 matches within a single season in Premier League history. So that's the size of the task that's been put up towards them here. Fulham did beat Manchester United in the FA Cup here last season. It was a 1-1 draw in normal time before Fulham would win on penalty kicks. They'd lose out to Crystal Palace in the quarter-finals. In terms of the match stats, though, Fulham with 4 shots compared to United's 3, but all 3 United shots have found the target compared to just 1. United have 11 shots in the opposition box compared to just 6 of Fulham. And Fulham has shaded possession 53% in comparison to 47% of Manchester United in the opening 38.5 minutes of this contest. United leading courtesy of Casemiro's 18th minute goal to 0. Sander Berger out towards Joachim Andersen. Anderson to Castagna. Castagna over the top looking to find Jimenez, but blocked up by Maguire, and so the ball's going to safely make its way towards Sene Lamens in the Manchester United goal. Lamens launches it forwards towards the halfway, chested down by Cuenca. Now here's Smith Rowe with space to run into, and Robinson on the overlap should he need him. Smith-Rowe finds Robinson, ball goes in, Smith-Rowe towards Wilson, he had a bit of traffic in front of him, had to pull it back. Robinson towards the path of Sander Berger, now Iwobi, 25 yards out, he's going to strike one on his right foot, low drilled, but straight at Sene Lamens towards the bottom left-hand corner. Well, the space was there for Iwobi to open one up, and he decided why not. Low drilled on his right foot, but in the end, a comfortable take for the Manchester United goalkeeper. Maguire clears it forward towards Casemiro as we approach the final 5 minutes of the first half here. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0. Here's Cuenca winning it back on the halfway, getting the better of Fernandez. Sander Berger in possession, out to Smith-Rowe on this left-hand side. Chukwueze edge of the box with Dalot keeping him close company. Gets on the inside of him, crosses it in left-footed, comes off a Dalot and out for a footed corner down the left as we do enter those final 5 minutes of this opening period here at Old Trafford. Casemiro's 18th minute goal, the difference between the two sides. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0, and it's going to be Harry Wilson to take this set piece for the Cottagers. Anderson and Jimenez discussing how best to attack this set piece. Well, Jimenez also in the conversation. It's going to be Iwobi to take. There's no short, well, there is a short option. Wilson is going to play out though, and so Iwobi on the left hand side, whips in and right footed to the back post. Jimenez sticks his left leg out. Now Fulham think that the United player got the last touch, but the call given by John Brooks is that of a goal kick. As we have a look at Casemiro's goal in the 19th minute of the contest, Fernandez with the ball in towards his path and the free kick on the right hand side. He jumped higher than Jorge Cuenca to nod it into the top right hand corner and to give Manchester United the ascendancy in what since, if we're going to be truthful, has been quite a low-key contest here at Old Trafford. Only been too much by way of clear-cut chances in this first half as Mbeumo turns, but then was upheld by Joachim Andersen. Free kick to United and a first yellow card on the pitch this afternoon going the way of Joachim Andersen. He stopped him moving forward on the left-hand side. Best part of 30 yards out from goal, this free kick. Andersen with his 5th booking of the season. And 2 over this free kick for Manchester United. Both Bruno Fernandes and Luke Shaw interested. It's only going to be one person that's going to take it. And about 30 yards out on this left-hand side. 3 minutes out from the break. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0 in the Premier League here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary. So the likes of Cunha, Martinez and the goal scorer Casemiro look their way forward into the Fulham penalty area. Luke Shaw drops back and now Fernandez over this free kick. He's going to swing it in right footed from this left hand side. Fizzed into the penalty spot, glanced on by Cunha, not the cleanest of headers, and Raul Jimenez able to mop the pieces up for Fulham, clearing it away on this left side towards the half. Smith-Rowe upended by Dalot, no foul in the eyes of John Brooks, and so Fernandez telling his United teammates just to calm it down as he regathers the ball 10 yards from the edge of Fulham territory. Back towards the possession of Lisandro Martinez. Martinez towards Fernandez once again for Manchester United. Martinez once more with Smith-Rowe close by, out towards the possession of Kobbie Mainoo. Fernandez out towards Mainoo again, heavy pass, so he's not able to get there. Castagna picks it up on the halfway, out to the right and to Iwobi. Steps the ball in field, out towards the path of Chukwueze, who's new to the other side, who goes down on the challenge of Bruno Fernandes. Lisandro. Yeah, that was Bruno Fernandes, my apologies. And it's going to be a free kick here to Fulham, right hand side towards, well, it's going to be a United free kick in the end. Manchester City lead Chelsea by a goal to nil in the WSL. Quarter of an hour gone in that one. City with the lead. And it is a game that if City can go on to win, it would mean they'd extend their gap at the top of the WSL table to 11 points on Manchester United. Chelsea would be on 27 points in third. And you get the sense that it might be game over in the title race there. Carolyn with the goal in the 13th minute for Manchester City to give them a 1-0 lead. The Game between Aston Villa and Brentford has seen a red card. Brentford down to 10 at Villa Park on the cusp of... In fact, yeah, it was Kevin Schade who, according to our tech service, knew very well what he's done despite his innocent look, and the referee sends him off with a straight red. You can listen to that game elsewhere on Flash Score this afternoon. That's Aston Villa 0, Brentford 0. You can also listen to Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 0 elsewhere on the Flash Score live audio commentary service. So, free kick to Manchester United. It will be committing a foul on the half. We'll be taking you to the City ground in just a second, where it looks like there's a second goal in the game between Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace as we approach half-time here. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0. Maguire with a free kick on the right-hand side, 5 yards inside Fulham territory as we head towards stoppage time at the end of the opening period. An even first half, but one that United shade on the score sheet. 3 minutes added on the end of the opening period. Ahmad with Manu close by, finds him. Back to Dalot on the halfway. Dalot towards Mbuemo. Mbuemo looking to find Ahmad again, but just loses out towards Cuenca, but it's going to be one back by Brian Mbuemo. Ball goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in to United. It's going to be taken by Diogo Dalot, right-hand side, in line with the edge of the penalty area. In fact, it's not a goal, but a red card in the game in the City ground. We'll tell you more about that when the ball goes dead next. Sandro Martinez inside the centre circle goes back towards Lamant. We will tell you more about that now. Forest a goal up, but a man down. Nico Williams dismissed on the pitch by the referee because of a handball on the goal line. So penalty for Crystal Palace, and there is a red card as well. Nico Williams sent off for Nottingham Forest. I'll tell you how that penalty is dispatched in a few moments' time. You can listen to that game elsewhere on Flash Score this afternoon. Here's Smith Rowe on this left-hand side for Fulham. On the halfway, Chukwueze, heavy touch. Maguire's going to win it back. Chukwueze again loses out to Casemiro on this right side for United. Clears it forward, comes off a Smith Rowe. United throw right side, 25 yards out from the goal they're defending in this opening period. Big way through stoppage time at the end of the first half. United with a solitary goal advantage. Maybe Diogo Dalot to take this throw in for the Red Devils, short towards the possession of Casemiro. Mbuemo loses out to Anthony Robinson. Robinson towards Jimenez. Iwobi on the halfway, plays it out towards Joachim Andersen. Andersen driving out on this right hand side in towards the centre of the Manchester United's half. Edge of the boxes, Timothy Castagna. Here's Iwobi, ball goes in. Smith Rowe glasses on, but couldn't quite direct his header goal bound, and he'll head out of play for a Manchester United goal kick. Now Crystal Palace have equalised. They have converted the penalty against Nottingham Forest, and it was Ismaila Sarr who converted the spot kick for Crystal Palace. So Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 1 there, and Forest down to 10 men. There's also been a goal in the game at Villa. It looked like there was a goal in the game at Villa Park. It was flashing that way anyway. Villa 0, Brentford 0, but there has been a couple of interesting moments in that one towards the end of the first. I will tell you more about that in the second half of our commentary here. We head to the final few seconds of the opening period. Ahmad over the top looking to find, in fact we've been told it's Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1, and we have been given confirmation of that now. Brentford has scored at Villa Park, down to 10, but a goal up. Ahmad inside the area for United, shoots on his right foot. It comes off the chest of Sander Berger. Manchester United will have a late corner on this right hand side. It'll be the final action, the final play of the opening period here at Old Trafford, which as the half's grown on, Manchester United have grown into. A man with the effort, got on the inside of Cuenca, struck it right footed inside the area of the chest of Sander Berger, and so the final play of the first half here at Old Trafford will be a Manchester United corner. On the right hand side it's going to be Brian Mbuemo to take it on his left foot. In towards the back post, glanced on, away off of Cuenca. Oh no, in fact it came off of Maguire. Cuenca and Maguire both went for the same ball, goes out for a goal kick, and that's going to be the final action of the first half. Casemiro striking the 18th minute, the difference between the two sides. Manchester United a goal to the good at the break against Fulham, and that came courtesy of a free kick which was initially given as a penalty. Jorge Cuenca with a foul on Mateus Cunha, and then Casemiro converting on his head from the free kick, which was whipped in by Bruno Fernandes. Food for thought for Marco Silva, but for Michael Carrick, this second stint in charge, well, it just continues to get better and better. At the break here at Old Trafford, Manchester United leads by 1-0. Diogo Dallo with a brilliant run forward down the centre, in towards the path of Brian Mbuemo, inside the penalty area, took a touch first time on his left foot from around about 15 yards out, but Leno made himself big, made the save. And then the last touch coming off of Brian Mbuemo off the rebound. And so Fulham with a goal kick, 3.5 minutes gone in this second half, 1-0 United. And it is going to be the Cottagers with a throw on the left-hand side, 10 yards from the edge of the Manchester United's half. Infield towards Iwobi back now towards the path of Joachim Andersen, the captain, who drives to around about 10 yards out from United territory. Now here's Timothy Castagno in possession. Infield towards Jimenez towards Sander Berger now towards the path of Coenza, who gave away the free kick that led to the United goal. Here's Smith Rowe on this left side up against Casemiro, brings it infield towards the path of Sander Berger. Now Smith Rowe again on this left hand side, advancing close towards the edge of the penalty area. Cross goes in by Chukwueze on the left hand side, glance back on his fires Iwobi, edge of the box down the centre, out to Wilson, who looked to drive but plays it back to Iwobi again, chips the ball into the back post, Chukwueze plays it back across the face of goal, cleared away by Martinez for United. Robinson's going to pick up on the second ball, bringing Ahmad down to the ground, but it was just a case of him out muscling than anything foul. Here's Sander Berger now for Fulham, towards Alex Iwobi's path again. Harry Wilson back towards Sander Berger, in and around the halfway for the Cottagers. Berger looking for options. Fernandez close by up against him. Anderson out to the right and towards Castagno, with Shaw keeping him close by. Iwobi towards Wilson, steps on the inside of two, brought down towards the edge of the penalty area. Luke Shaw with a hand to bring him back, and it's going to be a Fulham free kick right on the edge of the penalty area, just off centre towards the right hand side for the Cottagers to look to respond in kind. Shaw with a hand just to stop him in his path, Harry Wilson, and so free kick to the Cottagers towards the edge of the penalty area. 5 minutes of this second half gone at Old Trafford. Manchester United leading Fulham by a solitary goal to nil. Casemiro strike in the 18th minute, the difference between the two teams here at Old Trafford. Both Jimenez and Wilson over this on the right hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. Wilson, who scored late on for the Cottagers in their 2-1 victory against Brighton at Craven Cottage last Saturday. 8 goals for him in the Premier League this season, the Fulham number 8. And he strikes one directly, paid away by the goalkeeper, comes back out. It's still in around there. Sander Berger with an effort. It was pinballed around the box. It's cleared away out for a corner on this right-hand side for Fulham. It was Wilson with a cheeky free kick straight to the goalkeeper Lamens. He parried it away. It was pinballed around the area. Berger was able just to bring it down eventually. His effort coming off of a posse of United players. And out it will go for Fulham corner on this right-hand side. 51.5 gone. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0. It's going to be Harry Wilson to take this corner. It's going to be a left-footed delivery on this right-hand side for the Cottagers. He has got the option of Iwobi short, but he's going to swing it into the near post. Glanced on, but Smith Rowe could only head it away from goal. Back out towards Anderson. Wilson slipped to the surface on the right. And so it's going to trickle out for Manchester United goal kick. 52 gone. United 1, Fulham 0 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio commentary. So it's reminder this one of 3 games this afternoon. Aston Villa against Brentford and Nottingham Forest against Crystal Palace. You can also listen to live here across the Flash Score Live audio commentary service on this Sunday afternoon. Forest down to 10 and level at 1 apiece against Palace. We'll be heading back to Villa Park in a couple of moments' time, because it looks like there's going to be a key moment in that match, which you can also, as I say, listen to across Flash Score on this Sunday afternoon. Coenza infield towards Anderson. Fulham with the ball midway inside their own half. Bruno Fernandes keeping Anderson company. Back in towards Coenza's path now. Alex Iwobi in possession as Fulham look to drive towards the half. Brian Mbuemo keeping him close company. He'll be heading to Villa Park in just a second as Anderson plays the ball back towards Burton. And in fact, we will go to Villa Park, where Aston Villa are back on level terms against Brentford 1-1, and guess who? Tammy Abraham on his return to Aston Villa on the score sheet for Aston Villa. 1-1 in that one, 5 minutes gone in the second half in that one at Villa Park. You can listen to that game elsewhere on Flash Score this afternoon. Samuel Chukwueze on this left hand side, 2 United players up against him, back towards the path of Alex Iwobi towards Chukwueze again. Brian and Burma close by, infield towards Joachim Anderson now to Timothy Castagna towards Sander Berger looking to play it towards the path of Alex Iwobi brings it infield 25 yards out. Wilson, heavy touch, looks to play in Castagna, who couldn't make an attempt because he was offside, and so the linesman, because he didn't make an attempt, he's going to carry things on. Cunha towards this near corner, switching play, but one back by Robinson. Smith Rowe, edge of the penalty area, infield towards Chukwueze, but he was looking to find Jimenez, unable to do so, and Mainoo's able to win it back for United. Plays that to the right hand side and towards Mbeumo, midway inside the Fulham half. Cuenca close by to him, and Mbeumo still. Ahmed on the overlap, finds him, edge of the box on this right hand side, just stops things, plays it back towards Cunha, edge of the area. Now here's Kobbie Mainoo back towards Dalot to Cunha to Dalot again. Here's Brian and Mbeumo, edge of the air on this right hand side, 25 yards out from goal, infield to Fernandez, edge of the D, back towards Casemiro this time. Casemiro out to Luke Shaw on the left, being put under pressure by Timothy Castagna. Here's Lisandro Martinez towards the halfway for Manchester United, gets on the inside of the Fulham number 21. Mainoo switching it out, looking to find Ahmad, brings it down first time on his left foot, 25 yards out from the Fulham goal. Ahmad once again, infield towards Casemiro, towards Fernandez, towards the path of Ahmad again. Cunha falls towards the path of Dalot, steps inside the area, tried to flick a ball in on his left foot, but cleared away by Iwobi. Here's Dalot in possession, out towards Mateus Cunha's path again. Him and Robinson both grappling for the same ball. Cunha, cross goes in, right footed, cleared away by Cuenca. Brought down by Anthony Robinson, still inside his own area for Fulham, clears it away, flicked on by Casemiro, almost one back by Smith Rowe. But here's Dalot for Manchester United, infield toward Kobbie Mainoo. Casemiro inside the box is Cunha, makes it 2-0 to Manchester United. First time on his right foot into the roof of the net. Manchester United 2, Fulham 0, and it's Mateus Cunha, the United number 10 minutes after the restart, who doubled United's lead. His 6th Premier League goal of the season. And all of a sudden, that feel-good factor is very much back around Old Trafford again. Manchester United 2, Fulham 0. Given away by Anthony Robinson, he punted it upfield. It was one back well by Casemiro towards the path of Dalot. It went infield towards Mainoo. Casemiro again plays it forward towards the path of Cunha inside the area. Struck it first time from an acute angle, best part of 10 yards out, right footed into the roof of the net, past a helpless Bernd Leno between the sticks of Fulham, who was marking his near post. United doubling their advantage, and it is Mateus Cunha, the United number 10, with the goal. A proper striker's finish towards the Stretford end. Questionable celebration, but I'm not sure the United fans will care whatsoever. Manchester United 2, Fulham 0. Mateus Cunha with a goal in the 55th minute. Well, he just seems to have the golden touch in the Manchester United technical area, does Michael Carrick. It'll be a third consecutive victory since returning to the United dugout. Now for Fulham, who made a promising start to this second half, things have just all of a sudden gone wrong for Marco Silva's side. Here's Anderson, infield towards the possession of Alex Iwobi, and they're going to have to find a late show here on the Cottages to get anything from Old Trafford this afternoon. Iwobi towards the half, switching it out towards the right, flicked on by Shaw before it could find Castagna. Mainoo loses out here. Smith Rowe here for Fulham, out towards the path of Harry Wilson. Wilson towards Castagna. Castagna 25 yards out on this right-hand side. Wilson towards Sander Berger. Here's Iwobi. Iwobi towards Smith Rowe again. Back towards the path of Coenza. Iwobi to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe out to the right and towards the path of Anthony Robinson. Smith Rowe again. Back towards the path of Alex Iwobi once more. All on this left-hand side in the middle of the United half. Towards Chukwueze. Couldn't quite get the better of Diogo Dalot. Now here's Iwobi again, switching it out towards Castagna. Ball down on his right foot with Shaw up against him. Here's Anderson, cross fired in towards the back post. Heavy touch by Robinson, cleared away by Diogo Dalot. This is Iwobi infield to Sander Berger. Iwobi again for Fulham towards Robinson. Smith Rowe towards Sander Berger again, who was being grappled with. And so Fulham do get themselves a free kick on this. So Manchester United get a free kick on the right-hand side. Now, we're being shown pictures from Villa Park where Aston Villa are taking on Brentford. Not quite sure why we're being shown though. I can tell you why, because a lengthy VAR check has shown that the ball went out of play amidst that equaliser. It was a very, very long stoppage. And so the goal was being ruled out. Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1. That was a very long VAR check. Very long. But in any instance, the goal's been ruled out. Brentford still have a 1-goal lead. United leading by 2 here. Here's Shaw on the left-hand side, looking to add a third as we approach the hour mark. Towards Cunha. Cunha loses out. Iwobi for the Cottagers towards Jimenez up against Sergio Martinez. Castagna back to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe along the line towards the possession of Coenza. Now Anthony Robinson. Forward it goes out towards Robinson's path again. Left hand side in the middle of the Manchester United half. Now towards Castagna. Anderson. Castagna on the halfway on this right hand side, driving in towards the middle of the United half, up against Cunha. Castagna, cross goes in, right footed towards the penalties, but it was pinpoint, nearly fell for Smith Rowe. Ahmad winning it back, and it goes in towards the possession of Lemons between the sticks, launches it forward right footed, and it's going to go from one goalkeeper to the other and in towards the possession of Bernd Leno. Half time in the WSL, Manchester City 2, Chelsea 0. Elsewhere, Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1, and Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 1 in the Premier League. All our 2 o'clock games available to listen to across the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Here's Ahmad up against Robinson. Ahmad looking to play the ball forward, was looking to find Fernandez, who had made a run in towards the area. Cleared away by the Cottagers, and then Robinson brought down by Bruno Fernandez. Will be a free kick to Fulham. They can just get themselves out of what was a bit of defensive trouble. A reminder that at 4:30 we got Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester City in our late offering for you here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service, and we can tell you a little bit more in terms of details of team news from that game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Here's the starting lineup. So Tottenham: Vicario, Basuma, Dragusin, Gallagher, Gray, Colomboani, Palhinha, Romero, Simon, Solanke and Udogi. For City: Donnarumma, Ait Nouri, Cherki, Guehi, Haaland, Kusanov, Nunes, O'Reilly, Rodri, Semenyo and Silva. That game live from 4:30 this afternoon, and you can listen to that game elsewhere here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Here's Iwobi, forward it goes. It was a heavy touch by Smith Rowe inside the penalty area on his right foot, and it's going to comfortably head in towards the path of Sene Lemons in the Manchester United goal. 62 played, United 2, Fulham 0 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. A reminder that next Sunday the Super Bowl comes to Flash Score for the very first time. We've got live commentary as the New England Patriots take on the Seattle Seahawks for the Vince Lombardi Trophy and Super Bowl 60 glory. Our coverage next Sunday gets underway from 11:30, and you won't miss a beat here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service for Super Bowl 60, the New England Patriots up against the Seattle Seahawks. Not just that, we'll also have the Six Nations for you across Flash Score next month. gets underway on Thursday evening, and some big games that we'll be keeping a firm eye on. Next Saturday night, England take on Wales at Twickenham, then the weekend after, the Calcutta Cup between Scotland and England. In terms of this game, Fulham with more possession, more shots, but United with 5 shots on target from their 8 attempt, 3 from 9 for Fulham. Possession 54% Fulham and 46% for Manchester United as we reach the, or head towards at least, the midway point of this second half. Fulham need something. They need a spark quick. Here's Smith-Rowe on this left-hand side, driving past 2, inside the box. Jimenez, he's brought down. Is Smith-Rowe. It's going to be a free kick to Fulham, right on the edge of the penalty area on this left-hand side, and it's going to be a yellow card as well. It was Smith-Rowe who was dancing forward. Cunha dangled the initial leg out, but it was Casemiro who brought him down to the floor. So the United goal scorer also finding himself in the book. His 6th yellow card this season, the Manchester United number 18. And so with just over 25 minutes to go, Fulham with a decent set-piece opportunity to try and get themselves back into the contest. Raul Jimenez lurking over this, him and Wilson towards the edge of the D, just off centre towards the left-hand side. Manchester United comprising 5 in the wall. Lamon's just trying to construct it to the best of his ability. Wilson and Jimenez both over this free kick for Fulham. John Brooks just giving out instructions to the wall. A lot of bodies 10 yards from this yellow ball which occupies the edge of the D. Jimenez to take, right-footed, straight into that wall, appeals her hands, it came out to Chukwueze. Cuenca came back on. Cuenca picking up on the loose ball inside the 6-yard box. He stabbed it home first time on his right foot into the roof of the net. And with 25 minutes left to play, there's still a game on here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 2, Fulham 1, and the Cottagers have renewed hope. Well, initially Fulham were appealing for hands. Maguire couldn't quite clear it. The player most alert was Chukwueze. The ball then came off Alessandro Martinez in towards the path of Jorge Cuenca, who inside the 6-yard box stabbed the ball home first time, past Lamens into the roof of the net. And Fulham back into this contest with 25 minutes to go. Although VAR are checking for a possible offside here. And it's as the ball is fed through by Chukwueze. I'm just wondering if this one could well be chalked out. Jimenez strikes it. Now, they're also looking for hands, which I think that actually comes off the elbow, Harry Maguire. So there might be a possibility here that Fulham might get a goal chalked out for offside, but may yet still get a penalty at the same time. Try and make it make sense, I suppose. Well, this could well be a fairly lengthy check, and it may not be good news for Jorge Cuenca, the Fulham number 15, because usually the longer it goes on, the worse it gets in these types of scenarios. Harry Wilson and Bruno Fernandes, the 2 number 8s, having a bit of a conflab and a conversation. And still, we're left guessing. There was a lot going on in that passage of play which VAR need to try and work out. Marco Silva already on a booking, having a conversation with the 4th official. He may feel as if a couple of big decisions have gone against his side this afternoon. And if this one goes against him, you may well see him go rather apoplectic. It was Jorge Cuenca who stabbed the ball home from close range, thinking that he put Fulham to within 1. But a lengthy VAR check, it's just gone on now for the best part of 3 minutes. It's determining the legalities or not of said goal. Now Jimenez the latest to try and work out what John Brooks is having a conversation with his VAR officials back at Stockley Park over. Key moment in this game, because if this counts, Fulham will have half the deficit with the best part of 25 minutes still to play. 68 on the clock, but there will be a nice hefty chunk of stoppage time as a result of this VAR check. And it's going to a review, and the review is that Jorge Cuenca found himself in an offside position, and so the goal isn't going to count. And so Fulham, who thought they'd given themselves a sliver of hope in this contest, well, that goal's been ruled out. And so it still remains Manchester United 2, Fulham 0, with 69 minutes on the clock here at Old Trafford. And just when the Cottagers thought they'd got a route back into this game, VAR has suggested otherwise. And so they're going to have to do all the hard work all over again. Jimenez back towards the path for Castagna on this right-hand side. Here's Joachim Andersen. Castagna will play it back towards the possession of Bernd Leno. Leno now towards Cuenca. It will be back to Cuenca again for Fulham. In towards the path of Joachim Andersen. Andersen infield towards the path of Sander Berger. Berger towards Smith Rowe. Inside the centre circle, we'll play it out towards the path of Alex Iwobi. 10 yards inside United territory on this left-hand side. Now here's Chukwueze. Smith Rowe back towards Iwobi. Iwobi towards the path of Anthony Robinson. Robinson driving on this left towards the edge of the penalty area. Goes back out to Smith Rowe. Robinson towards the dead ball line. Hooks it back in. Castagna looking to get the flick on in around the penalty spot, but all he can do is upend Bruno Fernandes, and it's going to be a free kick to Manchester United as we have a look at what was playing offside. It was actually Chukwueze just in front of Ahmad, and we're being shown the semi-automated offside pictures. So Fulham are going to make the game's first substitutions. It's going to be Anthony Robinson to come off, as to Emil Smith Rowe is going to depart. And we're going to see Kevin and Ryan Sessegnon come on for the final 20 minutes that remain here at Old Trafford. Manchester United leading by 2-0 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score live audio commentary service. A goal in either half, the difference between the two teams. Fulham thought they had put themselves back into the game a few moments ago, but Jorge Cuenca's goal ruled out by VAR, having given away the free kick that led to United's opener, which was dispatched by Casemiro. Before then, Matheus Cunha, 10 minutes after the restart, doubling the United lead and seemingly putting this game out of reach as far as the Cottagers are concerned. Don't forget, Tottenham against Manchester City is our late offering this afternoon from 4:30 here on Flash Score. Cunha inside the area towards Fernandes, lays it off for Mainu. Here's Kobbie Mainu, edge of the area, he's going to strike on my foot. It comes off the back of Jorge Cuenca. I mean, give you the two teams now. Spurs lining up Vicario, Palhinha, Romero, Dragusin as a back three, then Gray, Basuma, Gallagher and Udogie as a midfield four, Simons and Kolo Muani behind Dominic Solanke up top for Thomas Frank's side this afternoon. Manchester City lining up with Donnarumma in goal, back four, Nunes, Kuznov, Guehi and Aït-Nouri, Rodri and O'Reilly the midfield pivot, with Semenyo, Silva and Cherki behind Haaland up top. You can listen to that game from 4:30 here on Flash Score. Casemiro whipping the ball out towards the path of Ahmad on this right hand side. Heavy touch, edge of the area, up against Sessegnon towards the dead ball line. Ahmad gets the better of him, but then couldn't quite get the better of Kevin, who's going to scoop it away for Fulham towards the half. Chested down by Raul Jimenez, one back by Casemiro. Fulham wanted the free kick with Jimenez brought down by Casemiro, but John Brooks seeing nothing to it. Here's Ahmad towards Dallo on the underlap, edge of the box on this right hand side towards Cunha, who scoops it on his right foot, but just over the top of the bar. It was a decent attempt that from Matheus Cunha, getting himself in a decent position towards the edge of the area. You can't blame him for having a go just inside the box. Struck it first time right-footed, but just over the top of Bernd Leno's goal. And United are going to make their first change. It's going to see Matheus Cunha, the goal scorer, come off. He's done his job for the day, getting United second in the 55th minute, and he is going to be replaced by Benjamin Sesko for the final 16 minutes of normal time that remain here at Old Trafford. In fact, it's going to be a double change because Casemiro is also going to come off here on a booking. So the two goal scorers heading off, and he gets a standing ovation, Casemiro, as perhaps you would expect. He's put in a real shift today, and he's going to be replaced by Manuel Ugarte for the final quarter of an hour or so that remains here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 2, Fulham 0 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Mainu wins the ball high up on the pitch on this right-hand side, backhilled by Sesko. Cross goes in towards Sesko, off the post, and then he had a second attempt from inside the 6-yard box, just headed over the bar. Almost instant impact there by Benjamin Sesko. Within seconds of coming off the bench, he almost found himself on the score sheet. Ball came in towards his path, towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It was Ahmed with the ball in on his left foot towards Sesko. His initial attempt came off the left-hand post, and then his second effort now they're going over the top of the crossbar. Here's Mbeumo. You know, with an extra bit of skipping in their step since the couple of substitutions. Ugarte infield towards the possession of Diogo Dalot. Here's Lisandro Martinez inside the centre circle, short towards Mainu. Now sorry, not Casemiro, but Ugarte's come on for Casemiro. Just in down by Martinez. Ugarte play back in towards the possession of Harry Maguire, being put under pressure by Raul Jimenez, and now back towards Lamens between the sticks of Manchester United. Lisandro Martinez in possession, goes back towards the path of Lamens again. Now short to Manuel Ugarte, driving down the centre here for Manchester United. Played out towards Luke Shaw, driving beyond the half. Now here's Brian Mbeumo in possession. Left-hand side, look to play it infield towards the path of Bruno Fernandes. Fulham do manage to clear it away. And now here's Kevin looking to drive on the half on the left. Loses out to Ahmad. Ahmad towards Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes through the centre, out towards the path of Ahmad again. Right-hand side, edge of the penalty area here for Manchester United. Up against Cuenca towards the dead ball line on this far side. Play towards Fernandes. Ahmad brought down by Kevin, but Fulham do win themselves a throw on this left-hand side towards the edge of the penalty area that they are defending in this second period. 76.5 minutes gone, just under a quarter of an hour to go. Manchester United 2, Fulham 0 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Casemiro and Matheus Cunha with goals in either half to give United a 2-0 lead. Jorge Cuenca thought that he'd pull one back for Fulham, but his strike in the 65th minute was disallowed by VAR for an offside in the build-up. Here's Settignon out towards Kevin on the left with Diogo Dalot close by, edge of the area. Kevin couldn't quite get the better of Dalot, but will get the second best prize of a corner on the left. 13 minutes to go. Manchester United 2, Fulham 0. No changes in our other games. Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1, Brentford down to 10. Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 1, Forest down to 10 in that one. You can listen to both of those games elsewhere this afternoon across the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Alex Iwobi not happy about the fact that Ahmed's a little bit too close to his liking. Both him and Wilson over this corner on the left-hand side. Wilson's going to leave it for Iwobi to take. Right-footed, swung out towards the back post, punched away by Lamens. It's going to be picked up second time by Chukwueze, but straight into trouble because it goes straight into the path of Sesko. We're going to find Mbeumo, but one back by the Fulham number 19. But he did bring Shesko down, or Raul Jimenez brought Shesko down, and it's going to be a Manchester United free kick, left-hand side, 15 yards from the edge of the Fulham half. 12 minutes of normal time to play, and Fulham are going to make another change. Emil Chukwueze is going to make way, and Tom Kearney is going to come on in his place. See, he found himself in the offside position for the disallowed goal in the 65th minute. Manchester City have added a third against Chelsea in the WSL. Kerolin adding a third for City in the 49th minute. 1.5 to go here. Manchester United 2, Fulham 0. And for United it would be a victory which would put them on to 41 points. It would temporarily put them into fourth position in the Premier League table following Chelsea's win yesterday. Liverpool did get the better, of course, of Newcastle United, but it would put United back into the top 4 of the Premier League table, and it would keep Fulham on 34 points. And actually, as things stand, they would drop down to 8th, because Brentford, as things stand with results going as they are, would move up to 7th on 36 points. Fulham would stay in 8th on 34. In fact, no, they'd go down, my apologies, to 9th, because their goal difference would be worse off than Everton on 34 points, having now played the same number of games and find themselves trailing by a couple of goals to 0. Here's Shesko out towards the path of Kobbie Mainoo. Back now towards the path of Diogo Dalot. Dalot back towards Ugarte. Ugarte towards Kobbie Mainoo again. Over the top towards Dalot, edge of the air on this right-hand side. Gives in towards the dead ball line. But back in towards Fernandez, who tries his best to keep a hold of it. He does. Short to Mbeumo. Mbeumo towards Fernandez again. Ugarte to Lisandro Martinez. And now Kobbie Mainoo switching it out towards Shaw. Shaw just couldn't quite bring his left foot down to get the ball in, or head out for a Fulham goal kick. 10 minutes to go here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 2, Fulham 0 here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Goals by Casemiro and Cunha, the difference between the two sides. Don't forget that the Premier League darts gets underway on Thursday night. Night 1 in Newcastle, and you can get all the scores from across those games here on the Flash Score app, which you can download via the Apple App Store or Google Play. Humphreys defending that trophy. Ball goes in from Anderson. Chested down by Jimenez. He has a strike from inside the 6-yard box. Good save, Lamens. Fulham corner on the left-hand side. They're not going to give this one up without a fight to the Cottagers. It was a good ball in by Anderson, right-footed. Maguire couldn't quite get the initial contact, and so it fell to Raul Jimenez. Best part of 10 yards out. Chested down. Couldn't quite get the shot away on his right foot. It actually came off the left shin of Maguire before being pounded away by Lamens. So Wilson to take this corner on the left-hand side towards the 6-yard box. Glanced on by Anderson, and out of play it goes. Fulham want a second corner, and they are going to get their wish of a second corner on this left-hand side. Sander Berger attacking the ball inside the box for the Cottagers. Just over 8 minutes to go. Fulham looking to create a grandstand finish here at Old Trafford. It's going to be Harry Wilson with the corner, left-footed towards the path of Cuenca, flicked away. Fernandez picks up on the second ball for United, cleared forward to beyond the halfway, looking to find Mbeumo, but Leno's going to clear it out for what will be a United throw on the right-hand side, middle of the Fulham half. Play back towards the halfway. Forward by Fernandez towards the path of Ahmed. Fernandez again, 2 up against him, but still keeps hold of possession. Goes back towards Ugarte on the halfway line. Now to Lisandro Martinez inside the centre circle for United. Through the middle towards Kobbie Mainoo. 1-2 between him and Shesko. Forward to Fernandez, but one back by Sessegnon. And now driving forward is the Fulham number 30 on this left-hand side, with Ugarte close to him. Back to Kearney. Iwobi towards Kearney. They get themselves out of trouble here, Fulham, and now space for Sander Berger to run into. Out towards Raul Jimenez. Jimenez inside the area, and again Lammers makes himself big, makes a challenge, and then gives away a penalty. And it's going to be a yellow card for the Manchester United goalkeeper. Harry Maguire's incensed. And I think that's mainly for the fact that Jimenez was able to get the shot away before the goalkeeper impeded him. It was a great ball forward by Sander Berge in towards Raul Jimenez's path. Maguire with the challenge. He came sliding in to the United number 5. Jimenez does get the shot away. But it's going to be a penalty, and it's going to be a yellow card for the United defender. And so, a golden opportunity for the Cottagers to get one back and to create a bit of a grandstand finish here at Old Trafford. Now Jimenez over the ball, protecting the penalty spot was Tom Kearney. And so a chance for the Cottagers to get back into the contest. Sene Lammens looking to become a hero here for Manchester United. Raul Jimenez over the penalty spot for Fulham. Opportunity to put them back to within 1. 84 minutes on the clock. United 2, Fulham 0. Raul Jimenez over the spot kick for Raul Jimenez over the spot kick for Fulham. Right-footed. Takes his time and then puts it into the top left-hand corner. And the Cottagers have a renewed sense of hope. Raul Jimenez from the penalty spot with 5.5 minutes left to play. Manchester United 2, Fulham 1. Raul Jimenez giving Fulham a renewed bit of hope here. It's a brilliant spot kick from Raul Jimenez. Right-footed in towards the top left-hand corner. And Fulham all of a sudden are back in this game. 5 minutes to go. Manchester United 2, Fulham 1. Jimenez stopped and stuttered, but once he took the kick, it was perfect. High into the top left-hand corner. Lammens left with no chance whatsoever. 5 minutes to play. Manchester United 2, Fulham 1 here on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. United are going to make a change. Diogo Dalot is going to make way. This is United's third substitution. And it's going to be Nozair Mazraoui who's going to come on in his place. Now it really is a case of battening down the hatches for Manchester United. As for Fulham, it's the other way round. They're going all-out attack to try and get a point. Calvin Bassey's going to come on for Jorge Cuenca. Jorge Cuenca, who's had a very eventful afternoon. So the two number 3s coming on for both sides. What can they do from here? Here's Kearney towards the path for Sander Berge. It will be towards Bassey. Bassey driving towards the half on this left-hand side here for Fulham. Goes out towards the path of Ryan Sessegnon. Back towards Iwobi. Sander Berge now for the Cottagers. Can they conjure something late on here? Joachim Andersen towards the path of Calvin Bassey. Bassey towards Sander Berge. Now back towards Joachim Andersen. Sander Berge in possession here for the Cottagers. In the middle of their own half in the centre. Out towards the path of Tom Kearney. Kearney towards Iwobi on the left. 5 yards inside United territory. Back towards Iwobi following a touch by Ryan Sessegnon. Here's Sander Berge with Andersen out to his right. Finds Timothy Castagne. Andersen makes an overlap, but it goes infield towards Berge. Now towards Tom Kearney. 2.5 minutes of normal time to go. Calvin Bassey towards the possession of Sessegnon. Infield to Iwobi. Now here's Kevin. Kevin towards Sessegnon inside the box. Half cleared. It's going to be one back second time here. In towards the mixer it goes, but United managed to clear it away. It was Ahmad with the clearance. And it's going to go out for a Fulham throw on the right hand side just beyond the halfway. But elsewhere, Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1 and Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 1. You can listen to the conclusions of both of those games elsewhere across Flash Score this afternoon. Here's Sander Berge. Cross goes in, right-footed, cleared away, half cleared by Shaw, towards Kevin, cleared by Fernandes for Manchester United, and it's going to go all the way over towards Bernd Leno on the other side of the field. Towards Iwobi. 15 yards inside United territory on this left-hand side. Calvin Bassey towards Sander Berge. Wilson towards Joachim Andersen. Anderson, who's got Castagna out towards his right. Anderson cross goes in, right-footed towards the back post. Glanced away. Comes back out as far as Kearney. Glances it on towards Sessegnon. Sessegnon towards Alex Iwobi. Kevin on this left side. Towards Iwobi again. Back towards Sander Berge. Final minute of normal time, and Fulham really are pushing on the door. Here's Castagna back towards Joachim Andersen. Andersen towards Sander Berge. Here's Tom Kearney inside the centre circle. Here's Ryan Sessegnon, played forward, looking to find Kevin, cleared away by Mazraoui for Manchester United. Here's Benjamin Sesko under the challenge of Bassey. Ball goes out of play, throwing goes United's way. Right side, 10 yards from the edge of the Fulham half. Minute of normal time to go. Manchester United 2, Fulham 1 here in the Premier League on the Flash Score Live audio commentary service. Elsewhere, Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1, Brentford down to 10 in that contest, and Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 1, and Forest down to 10 in that one. Both of those games you can listen to live commentary of elsewhere across Flash Score this afternoon. Long ball forward for United, flicked back by Castagna in towards the path of Bernd Leno. Final few seconds of normal time here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 2, Fulham 1. Here's Anderson again, short towards Tom Kearney. Kearney looking to play in Iwobi on the halfway, too heavy a pass, and United will pick it up with Mazraoui, who gets the better of Sessegnon. And the Fulham number 30 gets their second time and wins a throw. There's going to be 9 minutes of stoppage time added on at the end of the second half of this one. 9 minutes for Fulham to try and conjure something, and Marco Silva's side given a renewed bit of hope here. Here's Iwobi on the halfway, out towards Kevin on this left-hand side, looking to dance his way past Mazraoui. Couldn't quite do so, but does get the second prize of a throw-in here for Fulham. Manchester United 2, Fulham 1. Casemiro with the opener in the 18th minute. Mateus Cunha doubled the lead in the 55th. Jorge Cuenca had a goal disallowed in the 65th before Raul Jimenez's 84th minute penalty has given Fulham some kind of lifeline and given us a grandstand finish here at Old Trafford. Here's Calvin Bassey out to Kevin on the left, 25 yards out from goal with Mazraoui close by to him. Kevin infield, in towards the box, back towards Kevin again. He's going to strike one. Oh, what a strike it is! Curled on his right foot into the top right hand corner, and from 2-0 down, Fulham have levelled up in stoppage time, and it's the number 22 Kevin that's made it 2-2 with an amazing strike, a curled strike on his right foot from the edge of the penalty area. Manchester United look sank. They were 2-0 up, they were in control, and they've been pegged back to turns. What a conclusion here at Old Trafford, and there's still 7 minutes of stoppage time to play. And it is Kevin with the strike. It's Kevin that levels us up. And what a strike it was. He managed to get on the inside of Mazraoui. He then played a 1-2 with Sessegnon. The ball came back to him. And then towards the edge of the area on his right foot, opened up. Curled effort into the top right hand corner past a helpless Lamens in the Manchester United goal. And they just seem to be the team with the late goals in the Premier League this season to Fulham. Last week it was Harry Wilson deep into stoppage time, and it's Kevin this week with a late equaliser. Last time out, Harry Wilson scored in the 92nd minute to win against Brighton. And there's still time for Fulham to get a dramatic late winner here. Manchester United 2, Fulham 2, and what a time for Kevin to get his first Premier League goal at Old Trafford to level his team up from 2 down. And some strike. And now it's Fulham that got the bit between their teeth. United tried to shore up, they weren't able to. And all of a sudden you sense if anyone's going to win this game, it's going to be the Cottagers, who remember won just 1 in 20 Premier League outings here at Old Trafford. That came 2 years ago. But here comes Fernandes at the other end. Inside the box it goes. Šeško back to goal. Turns, shoots and scores for Manchester United! Into the top right hand corner. Everyone floods towards the corner of the Stretford end. They were only level for the best part of 90 seconds. Manchester United have their noses in front again in this crazy, crazy crescendo at Old Trafford. And it is Benjamin Šeško with another big goal for his side. Manchester United 3, Fulham 2, and it is Benjamin Šeško with a strike. Well, what a crazy couple of minutes it's been. Kevin levels up for Fulham, and then straight down the other end, Manchester United get their noses in front once more. Fergie time. It's United's time maybe again. And it was all from Bruno Fernandes, who got the better of Calvin Bassey. Played the ball across the face of the penalty area. Benjamin Šeško exactly where you'd expect it to be. In and around the penalty spot. Back to goal. Had work to do. Turned past Joachim Andersen. And then struck the ball through the side of his right foot into the top right hand corner. Scenes of jubilation and ecstasy inside Old Trafford. 2 minutes ago it was stunned into silence, and now it's at full voice. What an incredible finish here at Old Trafford. And there's still verging on 5 minutes of stoppage time left to play. Who's to say there's not more drama to come? Well, this is why you never make a script in this sport, because you just never know what's going to happen next. Fulham knocking on the door. They got the equaliser. They were hoping we're going to secure them a point. But within seconds, United get their nose in front, and now they're really looking to shore the job up. Then a yellow's going to come on in place of Brian and Buomo. Marco Silva in the Fulham technical area looks absolutely deflated. His side have worked so hard to get themselves back on terms, but the hard work undone right from the kickoff, and now they're going to have to go again. Anderson infield towards Kearney. If they find another goal here, then all bets are off. Anything can happen. Kearney out towards Kevin, who got the initial equalising goal on the left side. Kevin again was looking to dance at Ugarte. Ball goes out, Fulham throw, and now they've got to do all the hard work all over again. Marco Silva's side. Here's Calvin Bassey on the halfway. Infield towards the possession of Sander Berge. Berge back towards the path of Calvin Bassey. Sander Berge again here for the Cottagers. Here's Tom Kearney. Back towards Bassey once more. And almost lost out Sander Berge to Ahmad, but does well. Nottingham Forest and Crystal Palace. Full-time score at the City Ground. Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 1. Big point for Sean Dyche's side in the race to stay in the Premier League. Still playing at Villa Park. Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1. Here's Joachim Andersen towards the possession. Kearney plays it back towards Sander Berge. Now here's Calvin Bassey again. Switching it out towards the right. Flicked on by Castagna. Brought down by Harry Wilson. Wilson to Castagna. Castagna in towards Kearney. Wilson edge of the area. The cross goes in towards the penalty spot. Flicked clear by Mazraoui. 90 seconds officially to play. There's probably the best part of 3 minutes to go. Here's Bassey picking it up on the halfway for Fulham. Out towards the path of Harry Wilson, who's busted a gut on the other side now. Kearney in the centre, middle of the United half. Short towards Iwobi, loses out. Šeško for United. Running out towards Ahmad. And Calvin Bassey close by to him. Ahmad driving at Bassey on this right hand side, but Bassey wins it back in the middle of his half.